Tupac realizing how much his mom means to him, even though he might not always appreciate her. So that's why I chose that. All right. Appreciating people around us is very important. I'm sure we all have a friend or a family member or a parent or guardian or something that we always know is going to be there for us, and they're very important to us. It's very difficult to realize how lucky we are to have what we have at the moment. It's very hard to keep things in perspective. There seems to be like a lot of situations where we take things for granted, whether it's our mom taking us wherever we need to be, or our dad doing it, or anybody doing it. But since I was little, I would spend so much time with my grandma. She would pick me up every day after school, and I would spend time at her house for a couple hours until my parents got off work. Then I would spend like the summers with her too. I would spend like 4 or 5 days a week at her house because I just love being over there. Unfortunately, about 5 years ago, she developed severe Alzheimer's and dementia, and that's where you kind of forget things. And it's like she used to be very sharp, and like when she first started getting it wasn't too bad because she'd forget things like what the date was or what day of the week it was or what she had to eat or something. But now it's very severe to where sometimes she'll forget who I am or who one of her kids are. That's been very hard to see. I always knew her, and like I always remember her as being sharp and playing around and being like the fun grandma and whatever. But now it's like you have to mature into seeing somebody that's very needy, and it's almost like a child or something, because she can barely move on her own. She can't remember anything. It's very hard to deal with. So I never took her for granted, but I regret not telling her how much she means to me, and I feel like I probably still don't do a good enough job of that. That's something I very much regret. Is not being outwardly appreciative to her or to anybody. That's something that's very important, and I would definitely encourage you all to be very thankful to whoever you have. I know it's hard to maybe to say, you really are good for me, but just because if they push you or whatever, or they get on your nerves, they're doing it because they love you, not because they're trying to make you mad or something. So definitely try to be appreciative. It's something I definitely regret, because the last 5 years has been kind of rough because we've always been so close. And so I still see her and try to be, very good to her, but sometimes it's very hard, because when you've known somebody for a long time and then it's changing, it's very hard to see happen. And it's something you have no control over, and that's very hard to deal with, is saying, I don't have control over it, and you got to make do with what you got. I just encourage you to be thankful for what you have, whether it's your mom, your dad, grandma, friend, sister, whatever. Tell them how much they mean to you, and don't let the moment get your perspective out of whack, because who's around you is very important, and just be very thankful. I think that's it.